guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. Today we are going to go ahead and take a look at another one of the free-to-play type metal coolers. Today this is going to be the STR type metal cooler. This one definitely, I think, can be pretty decent. Probably a little bit better than some of the others, right? Because this, of course, is a support unit. There's not much that separates these metal coolers, pretty much besides what they get from their key orbs, and then also what they do with the rainbow key orbs, right? Now, again, this free-to-play metal cooler right here is a support unit, so I do feel like you could probably find some good places for this character to help out, right? Let's go ahead and jump into some events, and let's see some of the numbers that this STR metal cooler can put up. I think this one should hit a little bit harder than the other metal coolers, but we'll go ahead and see how this is going to go. Alright, so here we are in an event, going up against our girl Pan here. So remember that this metal cooler, right, like all the free-to-play type metal coolers, they get a big buff if they happen to be in slot 1, because then they'll create rainbow orbs, and of course, all these free-to-play metal coolers really eat quite heavily off of rainbow orbs, so you do get sort of incentivized by running all of them. The one thing, sort of seeing what a lot of them can do, right, their defense and their stats and stuff like that, I do wish all of them had just a little bit of healing baseline, right? Like, they're not, besides the auto regeneration link, most of them are not actually really healing, right? So it's one of those things where it's like, if we, you know, maybe they could heal 5% HP at the end of the turn if they were hit or something like that. I feel like that could help the team out quite a bit. So this metal cooler, right? He is getting 25% attack per key sphere obtained, and then he gets 50% defense on his super attack. He also does give 20% attack and defense to extreme class allies with 3 or more rainbow key spheres, which we're not going to be able to do right here. Kind of a bad turn in terms of orbs, but I do want to see that. We, of course, do have all 7 links activated with the free-to-play metal cooler. I still have to do a video focusing on this metal cooler right here as well. There's just so many of them, right? Remember that all these type metal coolers have the same link set: auto regeneration, fusion, deficit boost, brutal beatdown, thirst for conquest, strongest skin in space, shattering the limit. We will have all of those active right here. And then remember that this metal cooler gets 50% on super attack, so he's going to be a little bit under 300k defense after he supers, which is decent. Again, he is giving support as well to the rest of the rotation, right? So the other coolers are going to be getting support right here. Remember that base form coolers not giving support, since metal cooler is not on transformation boost. We'll go do a stage where we're going up against multiple enemies, and we'll have that base cooler give us some extra support, right, for sure. But I do think that this free-to-play metal cooler, he could be a little bit, you know, solid if we're going to use him in some events, at least with the support, right? The one thing about a lot of these type metal cooler characters, though, that I think is definitely very important is a lot of it is running around either LR metal cooler or LR final form cooler, right? As long as you have a big juggernaut like that can sort of handle a lot of the damage and, you know, hopefully tank a lot of the hits, then, you know, the rest of these free-to-play metal coolers sort of coming in with the, you know, that damage reduction link, the healing link, and then also trying to, you know, potentially help out and heal a little bit more with, like, LR metal cooler and stuff like that. I think these characters could potentially look a little bit better, right? Alright, so here we're at 200k defense. We're not going to be able to get the multiple rainbow orbs that we want again. I think on this turn, we saw what he did last turn. Let's just do a little bit of orb changing right here, right? Just to sort of see some different stats that this metal cooler can get. After this, I guess we'll hop into an event where we could fight against multiple enemies and then see what it looks like. Okay, this is going to be 22 orbs right here. So remember that this metal cooler gets 25% attack per key sphere obtained. So no defense or anything like that. He's just strictly getting attack from that. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what STR metal cooler, the type metal cooler, does right here. And he will give us an attack stat of 8.3. Okay, sure. I mean, that for a free-to-play type character, that's solid. Alright guys, here we are in an event. We'll be able to get our support activated on this turn, which will be good with a lot of rainbow orbs. Okay, so let's see what we get right here. So we want to get as many orbs as possible, and then of course the 3 rainbows will be very important, because the 3 rainbow orbs will give him the 20% attack and defense for extreme class allies. So let's go ahead and hit that right there. So we should see his defense will go up right here up to 200k. Again, remember he gets 50% on his super attack effect. This was a pretty decent turn, right? Because we also... we have all 7 links activated. We got 8 orbs. We got a bunch of the rainbow orbs we would want as well. So again, this will be a pretty good turn to see sort of some of the stats that this metal cooler can get without like crazy orb changing or anything like that. 5 million. Yeah, see, that's not terrible. Like, that's decent, right? Like, as a free-to-play character, like, for what this unit is, like, that's not the worst ever. Remember that along with their defense, they are getting a little bit of damage reduction from that auto-regeneration link as well. You really don't want to forget about that, right? I've noticed that, you know, it does feel like a lot of the Ginyu characters rocking that loyalty link do feel a little bit tankier than usual, right? So I think it could be sort of a similar thing where, you know, this auto-regeneration link across the entire, you know, free-to-play metal cooler team, it really could be something that you could notice here and there. So, all right, let me skip ahead. Let's get the turn where we have this base EZA cooler on rotation with the free-to-play metal cooler. So, you know, we'll get the support from the free-to-play metal cooler, and then we'll also get the support from the EZA base cooler. And then maybe we'll do like some orb changing and stuff like that as well. I think we're probably going to break a 10 million attack stat on a sort of free-to-play character like this. I'll take it. I would say that I think I would like this base metal cooler a little bit, this STR type metal cooler. I'd like him a little bit more if he was getting the 10% attack and defense per key sphere the same way that like the int type metal cooler does, right? That's definitely much stronger. It'll allow the characters to sort of have a longer lifespan, right? Like that, like something like that. It's like the GT Vegeta and GT Goku, right? Like that GT Vegeta felt much more comfortable running because he could take hits a lot better than that GT Goku, right? All right, so we'll get this rotation and then we'll skip ahead. So let's make sure to get our 3 rainbow orbs right there. There we get all 3. And let's go ahead and see the damage that we'll get from Metal Cooler. We're at 218k defense right here. We are getting support from Cool EZA as well. And he gets up to 5.59. All right, so let me just skip ahead. Let's get that turn next to the EZA base cooler. Ooh, nice double. So remember, a double super, that's 2 50% defensive increases we're getting right there. Pretty solid, right? That would allow him to tank a little bit better. If one of these type metal coolers did double super like that, they would be able to tank decently even against a lot of the tough red zone bosses, especially when we factor in the auto regeneration link as well. Alright guys, so now we're going to go ahead and get this rotation right here. We have a lot of support coming in from the metal coolers. We can go ahead and get a little bit of orb changing right here. And we'll actually, we're going to be able to get every single orb on the field actually. Sure. So let's go ahead and get all 23 orbs. This is going to allow this metal cooler to do some decent damage right here. Let's see what he can go ahead and get for us. Actually, wait, give me 1 second. Alright, let me try doing it like this. Can we get the rainbow orbs to spawn? Yeah, there we go. Okay. I think we get a little bit less overall orbs. Like, we're not going to get the full 23. But I think that this will be good because we'll be able to get this support in. So I feel like Cooler's impact would be a bit higher. So we can get 19. That is pretty good. 19 plus the support from the orbs. I do like that. So let's go ahead and do this right here. So we're going to get the full support from all the characters with the 228k defense right there. Not bad. Okay, let's go ahead and see what we get from this free-to-play type metal cooler right here. We got his support. We have all 7 links active. We got him sandwiched between 2 support type units. Let's go ahead and see what his damage is looking like on this turn. And he gets up to 8.75 for the STR free-to-play type metal cooler. So let me know what you guys think about some of these free-to-play metal coolers. I think that they are decent. I think Dokkan did a decent job of making them sort of relevant in some events, right? Like, we could definitely rock these characters in red zone stages. I mean, of course, you're going to want to use them, you know, as I typically say, sort of under the umbrella, right, of like LR Metal Cooler or LR Final Form Cooler, one of these characters. But if you are going to utilize them together like that, I think a lot of these free-to-play type Metal Coolers actually can sort of just be like fill-ins or sort of like spot start characters in you know, even tough red zone stages. So I do think that they did enough. They always, for like pretty much every unit that comes out, like I think like LR Final Form Cooler I think is like awesome. No changes needed to his kit. I think he's perfectly designed. But most other characters, I think there's like one or two minor things, not even making them overpowered, but could just make it like them a little bit more fun to use a lot of times. All right, let's get this rotation right here. We'll just get one more in, and then we'll finish up. Let me know what you guys think about our Type STR Metal Cooler right here. We'll go ahead and do this turn, and then we will take a look at his details. So, what is our boy going to give us in terms of an attack stat right here? And the free-to-play Type Metal Cooler will give us a 4.89 million attack stat. So there we go. There is our boy STR Type Metal Cooler. Alright, so this is Demonic Fighter of Steel, Metal Cooler STR typing. His leader skill is the Movie Bosses category key 3, 77% of stats, or all types key 3 and 40% of stats. His super attack is the Supernova, which greatly raises defense for one turn and does supreme damage to the enemy. Greatly raising defense for one turn, that of course is a 50% buff. I really like that all these free-to-play Metal Coolers got that. The 50% buff on their super attack effect is very solid. It's one reason I think that they're a little bit more usable than they could have been. His passive skill, Amplification. He changes physical key spheres to rainbow key spheres if the character is the first attacker at the start of the turn. Then he gets 40% attack and defense per Wicked Bloodline category ally in the team. Then he gives all allies 20% attack and defense. Then he gives an additional 20% attack and defense for all extreme class allies with 3 or more rainbow key spheres obtained. And then he gets an additional 25% attack per key sphere obtained if there's another ally whose name includes Metal Cooler attacking in the same turn. Link set is Auto Regeneration, Fusion, Deficit Boost, Brutal Beatdown, Thirst for Conquest, Strongest Clan in Space, and Shattering the Limit. She's got the same, 7 links that all these free-to-play type Metal Coolers have got. 12 Kill Multiplier, 140%. And then remember that, like all these Metal Coolers, he is on a bunch of teams that can actually use the help, right? He's on the Revived Warrior team, which could always use help. Movie Bosses is certainly looking good. But then he's also on Wicked Bloodline. Wicked Bloodline's now one of the strongest teams in the game for sure. Right, the 3 LR triple-headed Trident Dragon Wicked Bloodline has of LR Metal Cooler, LR Final Form Cooler, and then LR Golden Frieza is just too strong, right? The team is crazy. Then he's also on Artificial Life Form, which could always use help. That is good. He's also over here on the Terrifying Conqueror team, another one of the strongest villain teams in the game. Then right here, he is on the Target Goku team. Always nice to get more options for that team right there. Then right here, he is on the Revenge category team. Now that is a very ineffective team. It's very good, right, that this is getting more options. The Regen, or the Revenge team needs so much help. Regen, by the way, that's another category they could do. Hell yeah. Then, of course, there's the Crota Body and Mind team, another abysmal category. We're going to need, like, Dragon Ball Heroes to really strengthen the Crota Body and Mind category. And then finally, Metal Cooler is on the Accelerated Battle team. This is an ideal Carnival LR, like, leader skill, 200% to me. This would be crazy. So, let me know what you guys think of the free-to-play STR-type Metal Cooler. I think he is definitely solid, definitely decent. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.